Hey, what's going on, everybody? We have made it to East Texas Hardware and Pro Shop down here in Kilgore, Texas, and we are going to review some of the 2020 bows from Mathews, Elite, PSE, and Hoyt. So we are missing a few bows right out of the gate, but I will come back at a later date. They should be here within the next really 2 to 3 days, but I'll be back next week to make sure we get them all covered. But today we're going to start out with the Mathews VXR 28. As the name suggests, it's going to be 28 inches axle to axle, has a 6-inch brace, got a mass weight of 4.44 pounds, and it shoots speeds up to 344 feet per second. Draw lengths are going to range from 26 to 30 inches, and they do come in half-inch increments, and I believe the draw weight, you can get this bow with the switch weight technology from 60 to 75 pounds. Okay, so while I just brought that up, the switch weight technology, okay, so what that is, it's essentially this mod right here that controls your draw length. Also is going to control your draw weight. So you can max this limb out. You can get a 70-pound mod, 75-pound mod, 65, 60-pound mod. Now with that mod, you can also still back your limb out and get the 10 pounds of draw weight adjustment throughout there. But it's just to help this cam and this bow work at max efficiency. Okay, so you're going to always have a little bit less vibration, and you're going to have a little bit more performance out of it when you can keep your bow maxed out and everything tight together. Okay, this bow is outfitted with the integrated rest for us to try out today. It is set at 30 inches, and right now we're going to make sure, well, we're going to test and see what the mass weight is out of the box, what the draw weight is. It does have a 70-pound mod on it, and also when the draw length is set to 30. We checked it on the draw board already. Saying still holding 12.5 pounds, peak weight of 70. Mass weight of this bow, let's hold it by the string. So it's feathering between 4.6 and 4.5. So pretty accurate as far as the mass weight advertises. We're going to cover the things that bow hunters like to hear about, okay? The draw cycle, how quiet this bow is, the vibration, if there's any that runs through this bow. And something I think is really overlooked is how easy this bow lets down, because if we get stuck in those situations, you don't want something that's going to run away from you where you can't catch it and obviously spook the animal. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a draw cycle first and then see how that feels. I would say it's a typical Mathews draw cycle. There's no real hump in it, very small dump. Of course, it just lets down very nice. I just let it down with no issue. But you definitely tell you're in peak weight, and then it's just a nice transition into the back wall. For cable stops, that's solid. You can't really pull through that. Well, it's quiet, no vibration whatsoever. That is a 515 grain arrow though. So what we'll do, we'll shoot one of the more common hunting weight arrows through this bow to see what that feels like, but that felt really good. Even with a almost 100 grain lighter arrow, there's still very little. Actually, I didn't feel any vibration through this bow. The little bit of noise easily be taken out with a stabilizer. I think for a 28-inch bow, that thing shoots really, really nice. The string angle sucks for me. I'm a 31-inch draw length, actually 31.5, 6'5". It's a little kick on the bottom. Again, I think accessories will pull that out of there. That's a very nice shooting bow, very dead in the hand. It's got a, I would say what's becoming the industry standard as weight again, 4.5 pounds. I do remember at a time when they were chasing 3.5 out of aluminum, and the bow's just it felt like a tuning fork whenever you shot it. So VXR, nice shooting bow. Let's run it through the chronograph and see what kind of speeds we're getting out of it. Alright, so we're going to do a speed test. We're going to run this 354 grain arrow through the chronograph. Remember, we're right at 70 pounds, 30 inches, so if this bow should be in the 340s according to its IBO. So here we go. .332. We're going to hop up to a 418 grain arrow. This is probably one of the most common hunting arrows you can get. It's a gold tip hunter series. 308. Now we're going to go up 482 grain arrow. This is a gold tip 300 Pierce arrow. There's standard inserts with it and a 100 grain point. So again, it's a very common hunting weighted arrow. 288 for the second. Now we got a 515 grain arrow. Don't expect to see a huge decrease in speed. .279 for the second. Up next, a 542 grain arrow. 273. 578 grain arrow. .264. So here it is, Mathews VXR 28. We got it in ambush green, again 70 pounds, 30 inches. That's how we did the speed test. Held some really good numbers through there, especially with that 500 grain arrow. It reacted a lot better than the lighter ones, and it held a really good speed all the way up to that almost 600 grain arrow. But anyway, I think this is a really good offering from Mathews. I think especially if you have a 28.5 inch or shorter draw length, I really think this bow would fit you very well. Even at 30 inches, the string angle isn't terrible. And I'm a 31.5 inch draw length, just to put that in comparison. It still wasn't an uncomfortable bow to shoot. One thing I will add, that I do think I would much rather shoot this bow with the side plates versus the overmold grip. I do tend to like a little more square grip on a bow. It just, for me, it helps me be a little bit more consistent. And one thing I will give Mathews a little shout out for, and I'm typically not a Mathews fan, but one thing they have done well over the years, and because this just didn't happen overnight, they've done a really good job of making sure you don't even feel the string hit your string stop. And I think that's just super comfortable to shoot, and it makes it a pleasure to shoot. Also, something this bow has new for 2020 is going to be this silent connect system. You can put a sling or a bow hoist rope up to pull your bow up your tree, and it holds it perfectly square. You can see just putting my finger right there, the bow wants to sit perfectly plumb. So anyway, there's a look at the 2020 Mathews VRX. They knocked that out of the park. I'm really interested in shooting the 31 now.